Hey you, so today is all about sci-fi Revoltech, and this is the Woody version. Now, I have waited to try and find one of these for such a long time, and to be honest, it's only just because of this one face here. I absolutely think it's amazing. I can't wait to do really random photos with it, but altogether, this is a perfect figure, so I thought, why not do a review? So let's have a look. Right here we have a window display where we can see Woody, we can see his lovely face, we've got the extra parts. There's one part of Buzz, I think Buzz is coming out or has already been released. You've got his hat, you've got microphone, can't remember what this guy's little name is, but we've got a lovely picture of Woody there. His eyes are weird in that one too. There's Woody there. So this is all of them. I love the fact that they've not even put in his other face or something like that, so yeah, why not? So yeah, they have released Woody, Buzz and Jesse, so I might try and look at them. Then you've got some optional parts, not that much to be fair, and then we've got Woody there, and then at the top it just says Woody. At the bottom shows you what to do. I'm guessing it's like if you want better parts, but don't know what it says, unfortunately. Hope I don't have to do extra work to it. But yeah, that's there. So let's open this bad boy and have a look inside. This is Woody, and one thing I've noticed with Revoltech is that you have to move the eyes, and it can be so irritating to actually get them in the right position. That's the reason why they can look a little bit off. So I tried my best to get him to look straight at the camera, but I know that when looking his eye is slightly off. So you can see on the camera it's a little bit whited, but he's got really rosy cheeks, a big smile, and very creepy eyes. I don't know why. He's got his hair, you've got his eyebrows, they're all fine. When we come down to his sheriff parts, we've got his sheriff badge here. And we've also got his kind of bandana, and obviously his it looks yellow. It's yellow, I know it is, but it looks a little bit orange on here. But his yellow shirt with the orange lines, and then we've got his buttons here, his cowl vest or his like waistcoat, and then you can see his belt here with a gun. Now he's meant to have a gun, I think, or obviously it's a sheriff thing. But again, I've not really kind of seen him with any weaponry in this apart from his microphone. So maybe it was meant to have one in the film, but they took it out due to being a kids film, etc, etc. As we come down, we can see here that it's a jean type color. It's meant to look jeans, and it does. It looks like the material, but also there's some paint blemishes here which kind of make me go and again you've got his knee joints. Now one thing I've noticed in this one is that when you move the knees and when you move his arms, they all click, which is actually really good. It just means that you know that the figure is in the position and it's not going to bend or anything like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it is in the stress test, but we're going to be a little bit softer with it rather than like heavy-handed. Now, before I forget, when we look down here, it actually says Andy written on there, so I think that's kind of really cool. And it reminds me of that scene in Toy Story 3, no, 2, where someone's repainting Andy, or they're getting the kind of brush to go over it with paint or something. So that kind of reminds me a bit of it. But yeah, oh, I didn't mention on the cuffs, you have like the silver button there, and they're over kind of big, but I'm guessing that's what they were like on the toy as well as the actual film itself. With looking at the back part of it, we can see you've got the spurs here and here. You've got a detail of a cactus literally in there, which is quite fun. And then again, you've got the kind of paint going up. I've just rubbed some paint off. There was like a flake of it, and then you've got the joints there that will click, as I've mentioned, which is kind of really cool. Doesn't really makes the figure a bit more. Coming to the back of the part, we see that you've got more kind of the cowl vest, the kind of waistcoat here. You've got his belt, you've got his jeans that actually again look like jeans, and you've also got his holster there for no gun that he has, but again you think a cowboy would have one. You've got the pull cord, which is here, but that actually doesn't come out, which I'm quite glad, and I wouldn't mind it if it was painted rather than actually sculpted on there. We can see you've got the yellow, or the kind of orangey yellow with the red, and it reminds me of Shocker from the 90s Spider-Man. You've got his kind of bandana which moves up and down, so you can see there's the design there, so you can move it around that way. So at the very back of the head, it's smooth plastic. There's a little bit of blemishing a bit on there, a bit, not much that I would really complain about, and you can see that you can take the face off because there is a way of doing it, which I did to adjust the eyes. So it's kind of like a thing. Again, there's like little bits where it's just been kind of like taken off. So I kind of thought that they would have made it smoother, or rather than not having any blemishes or kind of chunks missing. There's no chunk missing, it's just that part there is kind of needs a little bit of work. But apart from that, it's not bad. So as normal, we do a stress test. And I've got to admit, these will probably click a little bit. So I'm going to be very careful with it because I don't want to break the figure, basically. So as you can hear, there's a click there. So you know that there's decent with the feet and the joints. So they don't really move. Oh, you can twizzle them about. Oh, so you can turn them all the way around. Just be careful with it though. I don't want you breaking your figure if you get one of these. I don't want the joints falling out. So we've got the knees, they bend. So do one at a time. So just be careful because you don't want to damage the figure. Like so. Move the arm up and down like so. Yeah, it doesn't really click. I don't, with that I had to, you can probably tell that I was forcing it. I don't want to do that. Move the hands around like so. Let's try it with this one. So you can't see it. Arms up and down. That one there. And obviously move the head round like so. Again, just be really careful with it. And then yeah, so you can move the torso just a tiny bit. So you can move the legs around, or the body around. So the belt kind of covers it up a tiny bit. But again, just be really careful. So you have to push it back in just to make sure it's fine. I'm sure you can loosen it a bit. But yeah, that's it. Like any other figure, you have a different face. This is the face I've been waiting for. Let's just move this out of the way. Why is that dangled around there? So take the head off and basically place it with that one. Yeah! I love this face. I think it's amazing. I think it really brings the figure. This is the one face I would have all the time on this figure. I absolutely love it. I think it makes it, and again, what you do is like you've got the eyes that you can move around. So you use this little thing here when you take the face off. So just behind here, and you basically use this to kind of adjust it to the way you want, and it makes the eyes slightly better. I like it, and I don't. It's annoying and it takes ages to get in the right position, but I'm kind of glad that they give you something to kind of adjust the eyes with. But yeah, this face is absolutely like kind of perfect. I wanted to add the accessories on here, his binoculars and his hat, and I found one thing out when trying to like attach his binoculars to the figure, but I'll talk about that at the very end of the wrap up. So far it looks absolutely fine. The figure is good when you add these kind of accessories on. I don't particularly like his hat, so we're going to take that away, but it does kind of like sit on there properly just like that. As well as the kind of binoculars are fine. I can't adjust them to put him to his eyes or anywhere near that, and I'll explain why in a bit, but they kind of give it a little bit extra touch. I really wish you could just like move that around. I think that would be kind of cool. But apart from that, those are those kind of accessories that you get with him. This is one I kind of really wanted to leave to the end where I was going to talk about it, but this has annoyed me a little bit, and it happened to this arm as well. When adjusting to put on the binoculars, the arm fell off, and I thought, oh, that's a bit weird, and I don't know why. So I don't know if it's due to the clickingness or anything like that, but I found it very annoying that it would just drop off like that. To attach it, it's fine. It just takes a little bit of time, but it does also damage the kind of top part of the arm. Now I don't know if this is just my figure or if this could be with all the others as like a defect, but having the arm kind of fall off even when you're trying to just move it up and down, this one's fine. This one's a better way. But when I was trying just to move the arm up towards like even putting the binoculars to his face, it just dropped off, and it looks like it's not going to sit in there. I was very worried by the way that these bolts were, or these pegs, that they would bend, So normally either that part would come out and then this part would stay in. That part would stay in, shall I say. And it just got very kind of frustrating. So I'm going to email them and let them know about this. But yeah, I was very kind of like gutted because I thought that the figure would at least be able to move all the way up there to be able to put the stuff just by moving his arm. I don't know if it's me doing that. Or if it's literally you've just got to bend that and then you kind of lift it up. But it's mainly if I did something like that these would just pop up. So I don't know if it's going to do it on this one. But if you just literally just do that, oh no, it's not doing it now. But that can also be a kind of a default. So I'm kind of annoyed about that one. There is Woody. I have got to admit, I have been waiting a very long time for this figure. Mainly just, as I've said before, due to this face, because I think it's perfect from the photos that I've seen. But I will say this. The clicking of the joints is fine. I kind of like that, so they'll lock into place. The only thing is that really annoyed me was finding out that this arm just drops off. That it's not properly sealed, or the joint is a bit loose, or whatever it is, it just doesn't work. Now, I know that when I pose him, I've got to be kind of extra careful. So when moving this arm here, I will literally have to hold that before I move it, because I don't want it to kind of fall out or to get any worse than what it is. I generally think that this figure is funny. It's fun, but I don't know if this is due to a reissue thing, or if the joints were bad in the other ones, that they've not caught up with it, etc, etc. But for me, it's the one thing that did kind of annoy me. I was also kind of like there's not that many accessories. So obviously you've got the microphone that he has, and then you've got Buzz's hand to hold the binoculars, and obviously you've got his hat. That's kind of it. The hand selection, there's not a lot there. I generally thought that you'd get 2 sets of hands for each, so obviously you can point his pointing hand in this one rather than just having it for that one. So there are 1 or 2 things that I would do a lot better on this figure. Mainly I would go to making the arms a little bit better. So yeah, there's a few things in there. I would give him a few more accessories at least, maybe more hands. But apart from that, it's an okay figure. It's one that I'm now happy to own. But until I do some really like random photography with the figures, he's going to stay in his box for a while. So Rangers, what did you think about Toy Story Woody? Do you like the figure? What's your funniest one that you've seen him with this face in, or whatever? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and consider subscribing. If you want to hit the notification bell while you're down there, that will help the channel out, because it will notify you when a new video is about to drop. Check out all the other videos on the channel, and as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.